Hey guys, it's Destiny and I am back with another Castorice Showcase for you all. And before we get into today's video, I would love to know if you guys actually ended up pulling her yourself or if you're considering to skip her for someone else and for who. Lastly, if you enjoy videos like these, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and now let's get straight into it. For today's showcase, we have a fun one. I thought, you know what, Castorice on a break-centric team, how would this end up working out? But now let's just get straight into it. Alright, so Ruan Mei is gonna, give her usual damage boost and the weakness breaking efficiency. And of course, we have all of our buffs right here. So what we're gonna do with our dragon right here is we're just gonna use one breath and then slash. And now with Fugue, I'm actually going to give Hyacine prayer to Lingsha. The reason this is because of the fact these enemies are already weak to Quantum, so I want to take advantage of how frequently Lingsha can attack in order to assist with breaking enemies faster. This will also be very useful when it comes to fighting Flame Reavers, so I'll be showing that off for you guys. And we're just gonna give Lingsha the buff right here. And now with Ruan Mei, we can just basic attack and also use her ultimate, so we can now take advantage of the ultimate buffs that Ruan Mei has. So now with our dragon, we aren't going to blow up just yet. What we are going to do though is we are going to use a little bit of our dragon breath right here. And as you guys can see, Fugue did just appear right next to Netherwing, and we are going to be able to take advantage of this. Since Netherwing's HP is now getting lower, Fugue will come into the rescue. So we are just going to use our breath until, let's just use it up until 4%. We are going to blow up on the last turn once all of these enemies are broken and also just weakened. So now with Lingsha, what we're going to do is just use her skill. We have a lot of skill points, especially since Castorice here is skill point neutral. We could just nicely take advantage of this, and boom! That was a nice amount of damage right there. And there we go. We got some damage from Lingsha as well. What we're going to do with Fugue is we're just going to basic attack. Now with our dragon, we're going to do Rah, and then we're going to hit them with the Wabam in a moment here. They're going to go up in the air. And wabam! Really good single target damage there in my opinion. And now with Fugue, we are going to hold off on using our ultimate with Fugue because I want to use our ultimate once Flame Reaver summons his little clones. And in the case of Lingsha, since Fugue is right here with the 55 action value, I will hold off on using Lingsha's ultimate as well, just so we can take advantage of Lingsha's skill. Fugue attacks, and then we can use Lingsha's ultimate so Fugue can attack once again. What we're going to do here with Fugue is just basic attack. We're going to get hit here. With Fugue, I will be using her ultimate, wither down the toughness meters of these clones right here, and also a Flame Reaver. Now with Lingsha, we are just going to use our skill. We're still going to hold off on using that ultimate though. With Ruan Mei, I'm just going to use my skill. Now Fugue comes in, boom! And now we can use Lingsha's ultimate once again and just break these clones and also destroy them while we're at it. Boom! There we go. The clones are a goner, and what we're going to be able to take advantage of here is Lingsha being able to nicely assist with getting rid of those clones alongside Castorice. And of course, if you don't have Lingsha, you can use Gallagher in this slot as well, and what you would end up doing is basically taking advantage of Gallagher's basic attack, ultimate basic attack combo. In the case of Lingsha though, I feel like it works out very, very nicely just due to the fact that she has AoE frequency the way that she does. And this fight right here is pretty AoE centric due to the clones. So boom, we are going to get hit a little bit here. I don't think I've ever said boom to the enemy hitting us. What we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of our dragon right here, use the dragon breath of doom. So we are just going to explode right here. And boom, nice amount of damage right there. Boom, once again. And now with Lingsha, we could just once again use our skill. And there we go. Flame Reaver is already down to 1 HP bar. And now with Castorice, we can just use her skill. True damage is going to come in. With Ruan Mei, we can use her ultimate since her ultimate did just go away. Now what we can do is I'm just going to use her skill once again. With Fugue, we can just basic attack. There goes Fugue. We're going to use our skill once again. There is so much going on there. With Lingsha though, we are just going to use our ultimate right here. Boom. And wabam. Now we're going to summon our dragon. And now we are just going to use our dragon breath of doom once again. And I'm actually going to save our dragon right here. I'm not going to get rid of it just yet since we still have a good amount of HP left for Flame Reaver. So Netherwing is going to attack again once we go into the next cycle. So this will be perfectly fine. Boom, just use the skill. Now with Fugue, we can basic attack, but what's really nice is we can take advantage of Fugue's ultimate right here and weakness break these enemies. We're gonna skill, and now Flame Reaver looks very, very sad, especially for what's coming next. This Turbulence is gonna come in, and now I believe we could just blow up, and Flame Reaver will be a goner. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Flame Reaver died before we had to fully explode. Cool. But yeah, there we go. We got a 2-cycle clear right there. Now though, let's do a bonus showcase. Let's actually fight Kafka with the team we just used. So here we are now on the second side where we're going to be fighting Kafka instead of Flame Reaver. So we're going to be starting off at 29 remaining cycles. We're just going to start using our techniques right here and then we can get straight into it. Also, this team has such pretty ladies on it. I just thought about that. I'm like, wow. This team is like filled with just very gorgeous characters. What we're going to do is just one breath, flash. We are going to get hit a bit here. Fuyuin might actually have to come in early. Yeah, Fuyuin to the rescue. We're going to give Foxy and Prayer to Lingsha once again. Now with Ruan Mei, we can just basic attack and also use her ultimate just to give everybody the buffs from her ultimate as well. And now, once again, Dragon Breath. We're not going to use the full dragon just yet though. What I'm going to do now is just slash. With Lingsha, I'm going to use her skill. And now with Castorice, we're going to use her skill as well. Boom. And what? Bam. Now with Fugue, I'm going to use her basic attack. And now with the rest of the Dragon Breath, we could just take advantage right here. And boom, there we go. And they are goners. So now what we're going to do with Fugue is just use her ultimate. And boom, there we go. Not much damage, but she will be helping out with reducing the toughness of enemies right here. So that is very convenient. I'm going to wait for Kafka to attack to see who she dominates. Okay, it ended up being Fugue, but we're going to immediately cleanse Fugue right here. Now Fugue is cleansed, and we can now give Foxy and Prayer once again to Lingsha. We're just going to use our skill. With Castorice, we're also going to use her skill. Now we are going to get hit a bit here, but this is perfectly fine. With Ruan Mei, I'm just going to use her skill just to get a bit more energy to get closer to being able to use her ultimate once again. With Fugue, we can basic attack, and now we are going to get hit here a bit, but this should be okay. Oh, nice! Emergency Fuyuin. That's actually very convenient here. Skill. Boop. And now we can summon our dragon. What's really nice is since we summoned the dragon on Castorice's turn, as you guys saw, we are able to use her enhanced skill right here, and then the dragon can attack. Boom! And we're just going to go all out. We have all of our buffs active. We have the Ruan Mei buff active from her ultimate. So we're just going to take full advantage right here. Boom. Now the Turbulence is going to come in. Now with Ruan Mei, we can use her skill. With Fugue, we are just going to basic attack. Kafka is going to hit us a bit, but this is perfectly fine. We're also just going to use Fugue's ultimate. Might as well. We can actually break Kafka right here, which is awesome. Now with Castorice, we can skill. There goes Fuyuin. We can use Lingsha's ultimate right here. Boop. With Fugue, we are just going to basic attack. With Lingsha, I'm going to skill. Now we have 100% charge with Castorice once again. So what I'm going to do is use Ruan Mei's ultimate right here. We might be able to deal enough damage to kill Kafka right here. Possibly. So we could just basic attack, summon our dragon. Can we deal 30%? That's the true tester here. Oh, we have Fuyuin coming in as well to help us. Let's see. Can we get a 1 cycle? Boom! Oh, nice! We got a 1 cycle right there. We started with 29 cycles remaining. We have 28 cycles remaining. So we actually did better on the Kafka side. We were able to get a 1 cycle clear with this team. So that's pretty awesome. So now we're just going to swap. And we can just go through the builds for today's video. And oh my gosh, Fuyuin is so cute. I love Fuyuin. And once again, if you guys want to use Gallagher instead, you can also do that. But I feel like Lingsha just synergized so nicely with Fugue, which really helped out in the case of just being able to break enemies. And she was just, I guess, a nice dual DPS alongside Castorice. So in the case of Lingsha's build, here we are. When it comes to the speed, you can definitely have Lingsha slower than this, because do keep in mind Ruan Mei will be able to increase the speed of all teammates. So because of that, you can have Lingsha a little bit slower than this and still be able to reach a very nice speed threshold. And real quick, once again, here's her stats. For the light cone, we do have her signature equipped, but you do not need this light cone. What you could end up doing is definitely using some alternatives. For those that have Dreams Montage, you can actually use this light cone to get more speed, as well as also regenerating a bit more energy throughout the fight as well. See, this light cone right here was definitely able to give us a nice amount of speed right there. You technically can use the What is Real light cone, especially if you do consider basic attacking here and there. Let's say you end up using your skills more with some of the other characters on the team, or you decide to do a different version of this kind of team, then the basic attacks will be able to restore HP for the wearer. This is also a free-to-play light cone that does give break effect, and Lingsha does nicely take advantage of break effect. You technically can use post-op conversation. This will increase her energy regeneration rate by 16%, which is nice for being able to get even more energy now, and potentially get closer to being able to use your ultimates, and also increase the outgoing healing when we use our ultimate. You can use a light cone like Shared Feeling. Shared Feeling will be able to increase the wearer's outgoing healing, which allows Lingsha to heal even more now. And since we are skill spamming with her so frequently, we are able to now regenerate some energy for our allies. And yeah, there are more options you can definitely use when it comes to light cone options for Lingsha, but I did just want to go through a couple just so you guys have some examples. For Lingsha, we just have Forge and the Iron Break set equipped, which is a pretty standard Lingsha build. For Castorice, here she is, and here are her stats. Her stats were nowhere near this good, by the way, like a couple hours before I recorded this. On my stream yesterday, because I believe by the time you guys see this, it'll technically be the next day. On my stream yesterday, we did so much grinding and like farming to try to get a better crit rate to crit damage ratio, and thankfully we were able to do it. So now this Castorice looks pretty dang good. We are using her signature. For the traces, they are maxed out except for the basic attack. I personally would not recommend leveling this up if you guys are curious, because of the fact that her skill doesn't consume skill points. So at that point, I feel like you would just primarily be using her skill majority, if not at all times. So because of that, I just wouldn't recommend really investing into this. For the relics, we have Bone Collection as well as Poets of Morning Collapse. And as for Castorice, I did not activate her Eidolon. I will likely be doing a live test of E0, E1, and then E2 just to see how it performs. And if you guys do want me to make that into a video, I can definitely do so. But for this showcase, she is completely E0. I have not activated these, as you guys can see. All right, we got Ruan Mei here, and here is her build. She does have her signature light cone, but you can definitely use alternative light cones as well. For example, Memories of the Past, Meshing Cogs, Dance Dance Dance. And I do have the Von Weck set equipped on her just so she does have her action advance forward beginning of the fight, so she is able to just activate her ultimate basically as soon as the fight starts. For Fugue, here is our Fugue for today. For her light cone, we have Solitary Healing. This is a free-to-play light cone. For her traces, they are completely maxed out. And lastly, for her relics, we have the Forge set and Iron set once again, just a standard break build for Fugue. So overall, this team was just so interesting to play with. It was just so much fun in my opinion. And I definitely will be experimenting with Castorice even more. I do plan to make a video showcasing her in all the endgame modes. So that should be coming very soon. If you did pull Castorice yourself, let me know what team you're using. Or if you're actually skipping her, who are you skipping her for? And that'll be all for today's video. Once again, I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support the video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.